Mick Schumacher back in F1. Briatore reportedly selling the second F1 seat to the highest bidder. Jack Doohan's been dropped. Colapinto's future uncertain. Schumacher's tip for return to F1. His sponsors apparently willing to pay for his seat. Clearly, this is more about raising funds than racing overall while they wait for 2026 to come into effect. What do you reckon, man?
No surprises, sort of the way Briatore operates, right? Businessman first. Look, it kind of makes sense because you're going into 2026 with new regs. And, okay, they've made that decision on Doohan. So he's been demoted. Obviously, we've got Colapinto now, which initially Briatore was pretty clear it was a 5-race stint, and then he retraced back on those comments. And we know that there was money coming from Colapinto's backers as well. Now, I would not be surprised to see Schumacher in on the next step. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Schumacher, he's done and dusted, he's had his opportunity. But look, I think he's a little bit older now. He's 26 years of age. You know, he's doing all right in WEC. He's a handy driver. And not to mention, just the name will bring a lot more eyes onto Alpine as well. So maybe it's a masterstroke from Briatore.
Businessman, right? Businessman first. Like you said, Alpine, Mick Schumacher has the tie-up with Alpine there with the WEC. You know, why not? They're probably already switching focus to 2026 now. So why not have a shootout and see who's going to be the best fit for next year when the new regs come in?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And, you know, maybe it doesn't stop there. Maybe Mick gets 5 or so races and then we see somebody else after him. I mean, like, it's Briatore you're talking about. There's no surprises. From the outside looking in right now, it sounds ridiculous. But again, we're 8 rounds into the 2025 season. Alpine really hasn't, where are they? Near the bottom of the standings. Why not? I mean, if it brings more funding, maybe he just basically just tells these drivers that you're going to get these little cameo appearances and, should you do well, then that opportunity opens up for 2026. But only time is really going to tell. We just need to see how this one plays out. For me personally, seeing Schumacher back would be interesting because I think he had a bit of a tough time of his initiation. When he came into Haas back in 2021, I believe it was, look, he had Nikita Mazepin next to him. So 2 young drivers straight out of F2. For Schumacher, a lot of pressure just carrying the name, of course. And I think he would have been better off coming into a team that had an experienced driver next to him. And I think he would have learned so much more. And I think that would have given him a far better grounding into the introduction of his career in Formula One. Obviously, the next season, 2022, they brought in Magnussen, which I think was obviously the right choice at the time. But I think at that point, there was just so much pressure on Mick Schumacher to impress after that first season. I think Schumacher may surprise a few people should he be given the opportunity. I think he's a much more well-rounded driver now. I think just having that experience, again, 26 years old now, comes in. I'd love to see it. Briatore, make it happen. Let's get it going and let's see how this one plays out.